Hey everyone, how you doing? Thought I'd show you my Big Lots haul and give you a little update about what's going on here. This is just a small little haul. I went and bought this Awesome because I can't find my scrubbing bubbles at a reasonable price anymore. So I figured I'd try this Awesome on my tub because it was only $1, and from what I hear it's pretty good. So I figured I'd give that a try. I found moon pies. I love these things. I've loved them since I was a kid, and I can only find them in one store, and that's Big Lots here where I live. So there's only 6 of them in there, and they're single deckers for $2.50, but they'll last me over a month. I went and got some more towels to crochet tops on. And this is the tan color. I don't know if you can see the color real well. But I figured with the solid ones, because there's 2 striped ones on the back. But with the solid ones, I think that would be more of the beachy theme with this blue on top. Acting as the water and then this the sand. So I kind of thought those two would go together real well. So I got one of those. And the last thing I got was some undies for my upcoming trip to Mexico. So yeah, that's about all for that haul. It's been quite a weekend. On Thursday I went to Midas to get an oil change. Now Midas always has treated me well, but I'm beginning to change my opinion on them. They gave me an estimate to where my intake, the seal to my intake system or whatever, I'm getting a little bit of oil in my coolant, and so they wanted to redo that whole system, which would have been $800 total. And then I knew my struts were pretty bad. Well, they're getting bad due to the weight of the wheelchair that it carries. So they got to be replaced. All in all, they gave me a $2,200 estimate, which I paid $1,000 for that van. And then I sunk $1,000 into it last year on brake lines and stuff, repairs and muffler repairs that it needed. So, you know, I'm getting really upset with this. And the gentleman said I could drive it for, for a few more months. It wasn't like an emergency case that had to be done, but it did need to be done soon. So, I'm like, this is just totally asinine. Then Friday, my brother, who's more mechanically inclined than the one that lives close to me, came and looked at it. He says that it could run a year or more. It wasn't as bad as what they were saying, so I really didn't need to worry about it that much, but it would need repaired. So, I had to think, well, did I want to sink the money into this van again? And as you know, I'm trying to get money together to go to Florida within the next several months before winter hits. And so I'm thinking, when I'm pretty close to leaving, which is October time, to where I can get a few football games in to raise money, through my necklaces, I'll probably sell it. And it has a hoist to lift scooters in and out of in the back, so that'll bring the value up a little bit. But I think I might just sell it just to get to Florida, and then the city I'm planning on going to is a big touristy area, so I should be able to find a part-time job. And as long as there's a bus line going around the city pretty well, I don't see a problem having transportation. I don't have no adverse reaction to going on buses like a lot of people I know. So, yeah, so I think I still can live very well and get around very well without a van. I did it for 8 years, only asking for rides when I had doctor appointments out of bus line. But and that's only one doctor, and I saw him like once every 3 months unless I had procedures done. But yeah, so I think I was sitting there thinking and rehashing it, and I think I am going to go ahead and sell it when time comes closer, and that's going to help for the bill of the U-Haul and everything, getting everything down there. And then yesterday, my brother went out of town for a couple days. He he lives really close to my mother, so he does a lot of checking up on her. And he asked me to check up on her because she wasn't looking too good. So around 4:30, I was getting ready to go see how she was doing, because she had just had iron, an iron treatment or something at the hospital the day before. So I was getting ready to go, and she calls me and says, "Wanda, can you take me to the hospital?" I said, what I wanted her to do was, there's like little call buttons the elderly have. I told her to call that and call for EMS, and have them come down and take her to the hospital, because I walk with the cane when I have to, and if she falls, there's going to be more problems than what was actually going on. So I told her she pays for that service, use the service, and she's going to have to get used to doing that, because my brother is leaving at the end of the month. So I don't mind going and meeting her at the hospital. I just don't want her causing more damage than what is wrong with her already, if that makes any sense. So yeah, I took her to the hospital, had EMS take her to the hospital, and she's anemic. The lady won't eat right. I mean, I told her all she had to do is chop up spinach, and put it in her eggs in the morning, and there's her iron for today, and, she just doesn't want to change her diet. She's all into those little Debbie cakes and Milky Way candy bars and SpaghettiOs in a can. She doesn't eat healthy. Oh, and by the way, when I walked in her house yesterday, she hasn't ate 3 days a week, and that house looked horrendous. Well, if she's home tomorrow, I'm going to meet her aide, and I'm going to be very stern with her, because I know what aides are allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do. And this lady is getting by with too much stuff, saying she can't take the trash out to the trash can. Bullshit. So, she takes it out of the can, and she ties it up and leaves it by the can. What help does that do to a 71-year-old lady that can't move around a whole lot? The lady still has to go outside to put it. My mom still has to take it outside and put it in the can, which all she did was eliminate one step, which was a step that she could probably do on her own. So yeah, we're going to have a little chit chat. So anyways, I take her to the hospital, and they say they're going to keep her overnight. So I have, my mother tells me to leave since they're going to go ahead and keep her. So I have the hospital's escort service take me out to my van, so I didn't have to walk clear across the parking lot. And, and they're very nice people. Even the escort lady actually took my mom's overnight bag back to her in the hospital, so I didn't have to pull around and walk through the hospital again, which was very nice. So about maybe 10 last night, I get a text from my mother that they're transferring her to Riverside. And I'm stressing out like crazy. So my mom, God love her, but she just, when it comes to her medical diagnoses and stuff, she gets things a little bit, mixed up. So I have to hear directly from the doctor or nurse to find out what the hell is going on. So, and I ask her why, and she goes, "No doctor," and I'm like, "What?" So I call the emergency room, and I tell them I'm her power of attorney for medical, and to get information, and they said that they have no GI specialist in Mansfield. What? This is one of the major hospitals in this area. Why is there no GI specialist? because my mom is bleeding in her stomach. Either it's a bleeding ulcer or it's the anemic, and she's bleeding somewhere else, and we just can't find it. We've been trying to find it for 10 years. So I said, okay, so what time is she going to Riverside? Which is like 90 miles away. They said, we don't know. Well, by the time I had gotten home and all the walking I'd done, my legs are hurting and my left arm is hurting from the cane, you know, of having to use the cane so much. So I knew I wasn't going to go with her, and all they was going to do is, you know, once I got her there, stick her with IVs and get her, you know, in bed for the night. So I call her this morning. No, that's not. I called her last night after she got to Riverside, and I said, do you want me up there first thing in the morning? She goes, no, all they're going to do is run tests, and there's no sense you making 2 or 3 trips, you know. So I said, all right, I'll wait for your text. She never texted me this morning. When I get stressed, I'm awake all night, tossing and turning. I don't think I fell asleep till about 6:30. So around noon, I wake up, and still there was no text waiting for me. So I text her, no return text. I call her phone, no pickup. And I had just called the hospital, and she's not picking up her room phone. So I had to call my son, who lives in the vicinity, and say, you know, would you go check up on your grandma? Let us know what's going on. She's got 2 sons and a daughter worrying about her, and we don't know what's going on. My one brother went out of town. My other one lives approximately 100 miles away like I do. So, you know, and he has to work. Me, I can barely walk, so, you know, I can't exert myself that much, or I'll fall constantly, you know, if I keep walking and don't rest in between. So I only want to go up there if it's absolutely necessary. So now I'm waiting on his call. He's making his dad Father's Day dinner, so, you know, and I don't want to pull him away from that. He's a good kid. So he's going to go check up on her after, you know, he has dinner with his dad, his wife. So, but yeah, that's what's been going on with me. I'm getting ready to go to Mexico. My trip's coming up soon, very soon. So I'm getting, you know, laundry done and everything I need to get done. So, yeah. I also kind of wanted to explain, you probably already noticed it, but these here, yeah, they're not real. And I take medication. It gives me dry mouth. And we've tried several different medications, but for this particular disorder, any medication I take is going to give me dry mouth. So, and a lot of times it's so dry that the denture adhesives don't work either. So when I go to Mexico, it's going to be super hot out there, and I'm going to be, you know, have dry mouth. So sometimes I may be doing some clips without my dentures in. So if you can't stand to see that, I'm sorry. But, you know, it's just how life is. That comes from, yeah, not living right and the medical problems I've had. So it just is what it is, you know. I learned to deal with stuff like that. So anyways, so that's my little vlog today and my little haul. And I hope everybody's having a great Father's Day. There are many fathers that I know that are very good fathers. And to you all, I wish you a happy Father's Day. So, see you later. Bye.